All right, so Apple just dropped a new MacBook Air, and we're going to break down everything that's changed.
You know the MacBook Air. It's an icon, right? It's the laptop so many of us just automatically go for. I mean, you see it everywhere. Coffee shops, classrooms. There's a very good reason for that.
But this year, Apple did something a little different. The outside looks exactly the same. The real story, the big change, is all happening on the inside. It's like they gave it a complete brain transplant. So the big question is, with all these internal changes, is this new M5 MacBook Air the right move for you? Let's figure that out together.
Okay, here's how we'll tackle this. We'll look at the announcement itself, then dig into what's really new. We'll compare the M5 to the M4, cover the price, and then we'll answer that million-dollar question, should you actually upgrade?
So yeah, from the outside, it is absolutely the MacBook Air we all know and love. But think of it like this. Apple took that familiar classic car body and just dropped a brand new high-performance engine inside. So here are the highlights, the big takeaways. First, you get that powerful new M5 chip with a huge focus on AI. They've also doubled the base storage to 512 gigs, which is awesome. Plus, you get upgraded Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth. Now, the design is identical to the M4 model, but the starting price, well, that's gone up by $100. So, okay, what do all these internal upgrades actually mean? Because that's what really matters, right? The real magic here is all happening under the keyboard. The star of the show is, without a doubt, the new M5 chip. Apple is really pushing this as their first AI-first processor for their most popular laptop. It's got a faster CPU, a next-gen GPU, but the secret sauce? It's this thing called a neural accelerator that's baked into every single GPU core. It's all about making AI tasks just fly.
And wow, this chart really puts it into perspective. Look at this. Apple is saying the M5 is up to 4 times faster for AI stuff than the M4. And compared to the M1 Air, it's a ridiculous 9.5 times faster. That's not just a step up, that is a giant leap. But it's not just about the M5 chip. There are some other really nice upgrades here. First, that base storage now starts at 512 gigabytes, finally. And the SSD itself, up to twice as fast, so files and apps will just pop open. Plus, they've added Wi-Fi 7 and Bluetooth 6. That's all about future-proofing your connection for years to come. Okay, so let's put it side by side. How does this new M5 Air really stack up against the already great M4? All right, looking at the specs, you can see the story pretty clearly. The chip goes from M4 to the M5 with those new AI accelerators. Base storage, bam, doubled from 256 to 512 gigs. Max storage is also doubled. You even get a nice bump in memory bandwidth, which means everything just feels a little snappier. And of course, there's that big jump to the latest Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. But, and this is a really important but, everything else is the same. The design, that beautiful liquid retina display, the 12-megapixel camera, even that incredible 18-hour battery life, it's all carried over from the M4 model. What you see and feel hasn't changed a bit. Okay, let's get down to brass tacks. What's this thing going to cost you, and when can you actually buy one? So there is a price bump. Both the 13-inch and the 15-inch models are starting $100 higher than last year. So that 13-inch now begins at $1,099. But remember, that new price does include twice the storage. So the value proposition is, well, it's interesting. And Apple isn't making you wait. They announced it March 4th. Pre-orders started the very next day, and it'll be in stores and shipping out on March 11th. Super quick. So that leads us to the biggest question of all, right? Who is this laptop actually for? Should you upgrade? Okay, let's make this simple. You should absolutely upgrade if you're still on an old Intel-based Mac. Seriously, the jump in speed, the silence, that battery life, it'll feel like a different planet. It's also a great idea if you have an M1 Air. You get the modern design, MagSafe, a way better camera, and a big speed boost. And of course, if you do anything with local AI tools, this is the Air for you. That 4x speed up is no joke. Oh, and if you just need more storage, getting 512 gigs standard might make that price bump worth it all on its own. Now, who should wait? Well, if you have an M4 Air, just stop. Your laptop is still amazing. Unless you are desperate for that AI power, you really don't need to upgrade. And also, if all you do is light work, web browsing, emails, writing documents, you are just not going to notice the extra power of the M5. And finally, if you've been dreaming of that super smooth 120 Hz ProMotion display, yeah, you're going to have to keep dreaming. That is still a MacBook Pro feature.
All right, let's wrap this all up. What's the final verdict on the new M5 MacBook Air?
You know, I saw this quote from PC Mag that I think just nails it. They said, it's the laptop equivalent of choosing classic Coke, but with a much mightier punch inside. And that's exactly what this is. It's the same thing you know and love, just way, way more powerful under the surface.
So here's the final pro/con breakdown. On the pro side, a massive boost for AI tasks. You get double the storage right out of the gate, and it's future-proofed with Wi-Fi 7. The cons? Well, it's $100 more expensive, the design is technically 5 generations old now, and the display is still stuck at 60 Hz. No promotion here.
So what do we make of all this? The M5 Air is really Apple's bet on the future. They're saying the next big thing isn't a new look. It's smarter, faster, AI-powered guts. So the question for you is that a future you're ready to buy into right now? Or are you holding out for the next big design change?